hit him with that Ack Reacher. Y'all gonna learn today. I'm a teacher. That Ack Reacher. Get into the bag like berserker, boy. Fuck around, I'ma hurt you, boy. Stiff jab, side step, uppercut you, boy. The champ is here, you can't survive in my circle, boy. Yeah. Get on my.
But you gotta believe in me. You gotta believe that everything I tell you to do is for the best.
Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and my peoples and my guys. Look alive. It's your boy Ack Reacher with another episode of the Ack N Odd Show. Salute to the usual suspects. Salute to the mighty LDBC.
Let no man forget how menacing we are. We are lions.
And salute to the full Berserker clan. Make sure y'all shop usualsuspect6.com as you fit the description. Got my brother over here, Steels, man, and this Ack N Odd Show. You know what I mean? Let the people know what you got going, brother, man.
What to do, what you're saying, what a guan. It's your favorite, getting your most hated odd fella back for another one. Pull up. It's the Ack N Odd Show. Smash that like button, share that stream. Damn right. It's a usual suspect ting. You know, dig. Salute to everybody that's pulling up in the chat. You know, dig. I see TD Sports Talks. You know what I mean? Big up Thomas. Big up you know what I mean? The Queen, Shawa. You know what I mean? She in the building, you know what I mean? Salute to the Queen. Yeah, we in here. We outside with it. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all shop usualsuspect6.com. And speaking of which, Act, we got some new Berserker Boy lineup coming, you know what I mean, that I need to get your approval on. You know what I mean? But we got some new designs, you know what I mean, that are in the cut, just ready for the approval before we get it on the show floor. You know what I mean? So be on the lookout for some new Berserker items. The bomber jacket, and the new jogging pants set. You know what I mean? So shop usualsuspect6.com. We got you covered because y'all fit the description most definitely. Make sure y'all tap in my channel, TWR Presents, right here on YouTube as well. Make sure y'all subscribe to that as well. Great videos from the past. Me and Ack doing a plethora of listening sessions and whatnot. We'll be ramping up with more videos coming up in the near future. But for today, what we got planned out is last time we did the Ack N Odd Show, we did a tier list on the best boxing commercials from Riyadh season, correct, Ack?
Yeah. I got hit for that. I meant to tell you that. But
Oh, you did?
yeah.
You won't get hit for this one, though. You won't get hit for this one today. I plan to do the tier list for the light heavyweight division. Of course, we had a great fight between the number one and number two ranked light heavyweights and Beterbiev and Bivol. There's still some, I think, questions regarding that the results to that fight, but nonetheless, I think it's still a great time to reassess and analyze the current state of the light heavyweight division, and I think the best way to do this is with this tier list. You know what I mean? But I know you got some other boxing news that you want to touch on before we get into these tier list rankings.
Yes, definitely. So basically, what happened um over the week, Lamont Roach had came out. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I'll play it for you guys in case you guys didn't hear. Lamont Roach had a few choice things to say about Gary Russell. Because Gary Russell had made a comment on Fight Hype, and he said what he said about he not feeling like Lamont Roach could win the fight and things like that. But let me just play it. Let me see if I hopefully this is it. Or maybe not. Oh yeah, it is. There you go.
You keep talking about some no disrespect. Come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. You was a real fake nigga. For real. Like, you was a real fake nigga. Fuck is you hating for, bro? Every time you see me, it's what up, Shaw. You know how you talk. Fuck is you talking about, bro? I'm really him. I bring any type of smoke to anything in my way. Fuck is you talking about? I am him in that ring.
Houston, here we come, right? Oh yeah, here we come. And I gotta ask you, DMV native, right? You got, like you just said, your brother might be on that Tank card. You got Tank fighting another DMV native and Lamont Roach. Two gentlemen I'm sure you're very familiar with. I gotta get your assessment. Obviously there's a perception that Tank, didn't pick the right opponent, or that Lamont's not gonna present a challenge.
It ain't no perception. Y'all know what it is, man. Tank picking and choosing.
Yeah, so I'll just leave it there, man. Y'all could go over there to Fight Hype and listen to the rest. It was a lot of things said. Salute to everybody. Mark Wonderledge, my first sub. Drew Titan, my big bro. D-Man, my big bro. Shawa Allah. I didn't know that her birthday. Your birthday on Halloween? She said, y'all getting ready for my birthday. Yeah, you got Ware Steels and Count Acura. You see us, we outside. We outside. That's the theme this week, man. She said, "Yeah, oh, okay, okay. I won't forget that. I won't forget that, Shower. I won't forget that. All right, your birthday on Halloween. You up to no good, ain't you? But as far as Lamont Roach, she just said Halloween, Thomas. Said Halloween's her birthday. I when she said what she said about me and Steele's thumbnail, and I see you must have liked the thumbnail too, Thomas. But like I said, back to Lamont Roach and Gary Russell. Gary Russell had some few choice words to say. He basically, you heard a tad bit of what he was saying about how him not feeling like Lamont Roach stands a chance. So Lamont Roach tweeted and he had some things that he was saying back. Steels, how do you feel about this whole situation? He said, "Yeah, the thumbnail is dope. Appreciate it." Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Steels, how did you feel about that whole Lamont Roach? This is what I wanted to talk about on Red's channel. Thank God that we all got channels because we could talk about whatever we want on our own channels. I wanted to talk about this. I think this is very important for the DMV area, you know. So Steels, what do you think about this whole situation?
Um,
Lamont Roach said he need a lefty in camp anyway.
from the surface, this is you could say, yeah, of course, Gary Russell out here hating on Lamont Roach as a fellow DMV fighter, DMV native. You think he would be in kind of support for his fellow fighter, but he's coming out with the kind of the same sentiment as most of the boxing fans are with regards to this fight, and discrediting Lamont Roach, not giving him a decent chance to be competitive in this fight. That's on the surface. But if you look deeper into it, I think Gary Russell's making a play for himself, because depending on the type of performance Lamont puts on, say he makes it the distance, 12 rounds with Javante Davis, ends up taking a close loss, what have you, and goes back down to 130. We don't know Lamont's plans after Tank, but one good idea would be going back down to 130 to defend your belt against your fellow native that's talking a lot of shit right now, that has a big name uh, in this sport, as is Gary Russell Jr. That'd be a great little fight at 130, a great fight for the DMV. But that's what I see when you look deeper in. I think Gary Russell's making a play to get a future fight with with a belt holder. But that's my take.
You know what's crazy is Steels. I completely agree with you on that. I think that Gary Russell, that's actually a good fight for him if he was to return. Because Lamont Roach isn't losing the title anyway.
Spider sense is tingling.
You know, Lamont Roach isn't losing the belt. The WBA, they worked it out to where he's able to fight Tank, move up and fight Tank at 135, and then at 130 at super lightweight, super featherweight, junior lightweight, he's able to keep his belt at 130 pounds. So it's kind of a win-win situation for Lamont Roach. The only thing that I heard, not to be counting people's pockets, is they told me Lamont Roach is only getting 700,000 for this fight, and that's kind of crazy to me. Salute to Leonard D Yoda. Hopefully, I'm saying your name right, bro. Yuda. Oh, salute to you though, bro. Appreciate you coming through, man. Make sure you smash the like button, come back, man, and show love, man. Me and Steels is gonna be doing these Saturdays thing. Normally we come on at 11. Uh my the OG 7-8 was on at 11, so we ain't want to step on nobody's toes and stuff like that. But you know, we just want to get this content in, you know, and get here and get out, you know. But as far as Gary Russell, I agree with our fella. You know, that is definitely a play. I think though that I agree with Lamont Roach as far as the fact that, are you still active? Like, people think you retired. Every time we see you, you talking about another boxer, but you not back in the ring. So we kind of want to know what's going on with you, bro. Like, are you fighting or not? That's kind of what they want to know about Gary. You know, I'm not mad at Gary. He want to focus on training his brother ever since his pops passed away. But I wouldn't be commenting on everybody if I was him, and I'm not, you know, because I think that fight, like you said, Steels, could easily be lined up after the Tank fight. I think that's a great comeback fight, and I think that fight could get made because I don't think Lamont Roach is tied down to anybody. That's a good comeback fight, and it's for a belt. Because Gary always says in all his interviews, the only way he's coming back is for a belt.
Right, hot stuff that make people say rewind that.
You know, he always says he coming back for a belt. So there we go. You come back, you could fight a champion in Lamont Roach, which I don't, you know, I know sometimes the sanctioning bodies be funny with stuff, because I seen with Josh Warrington that they didn't even sanction the fight with what's that last dude that he fought, Steels? What was his name? They didn't sanction that. He couldn't fight for the belt because they didn't deem him ranked high enough to fight.
Was it Kakachi?
Yeah, Kakachi. What's his first name?
Anthony.
Anthony? Yeah, it's Anthony. Okay. they didn't deem him ranked high enough, so they didn't sanction it for the belt. They say you could fight him, but you ain't gonna have to put the belt on the line. So to me, I don't know. They might pull that on Gary Russell. I don't think he'll be able to go right into a Lamont Roach fight and they sanction it and think that everything is all good. So, you know.
It's the WBA though.
It is you right. You right. You right. You right. You right. I guess anything is possible with the WBA. What Kakachi, whatever his name is, what he got? What belt he got?
He got the IBF.
He got the IBF.
Yeah, he snatched that IBF off of Cordina.
Yeah, it's all coming back to me now. But yeah, that's what I believe personally. He said, um, Thomas said Gary should just be a trainer now. I mean, look, Thomas, I'm all for it. I'm all for it because shoot, if you going over there and you're gonna spar him and you actually end up, I know sparring and sparring, excuse me, and you end up doing well over there and sparring and you feel like you still got it, yo, bro, go for that belt. I don't think Lamont Roach is no killer like. I think that he could easily swipe that belt off of him and then ride into the sunset. Leave off with something like that. But the way he left off, even though some people did feel like he won, and some people feel like, they had different opinions about that. I just feel like, yeah, just do that. Because I think that's actually a winnable fight. I don't know about Nick Ball. I don't know. I don't know. Nick Ball, he in great shape and he keep coming. I don't know if Gary could deal with that type of pressure just coming back. I think if it was me, keep it a stack with you. If it would have been me out of the champions that I'm looking at now at 130, yeah, I would have went for Lamont Roach. I'm keeping it a stack with you. I'd have went for Lamont Roach. That's just me keeping it 100. I think Lamont Roach is good and stuff, but I feel like out of the champions, it will probably be him. I can't think of who else is a champion there. It's not Oshak, Conceição, Nick Ball, um, Lamont Roach, and is Navarrete still one? Still? Or am I going crazy? Is Navarrete still one?
At 130,
Yeah.
yeah, he might be. Hold up, let me check real quick. Let's see what 130 saying as far as the current champs.
Look at Shawa. Shawa know everything. She said, yeah, oh no, he's the WBO. Okay. WBO. Who's it?
Yeah, you got Navarrete. You got at the WBO, Kakachi at IBF,
Okay.
Lamont Roach, of course, at the WBA, but he got a guy under him as an interim champion, so you might have to deal with him next. A guy named Albert Gaziev.
Mm,
And then, of course, Robson Conceição. He's going to have to rematch Foster for that WBC. So that's pretty much the landscape
okay.
of what's going on.
Okay. So that's pretty much what I figured. So yeah, man. That you got anything else on this or we move on off this topic?
Nah, that's it pretty much. Yeah, I think Gary's a hater, but Gary's trying to make a play for a future fight. And that mean that probably looks tasty to him because he probably looking at Lamont Roach like, yeah, he's definitely a champion. I can come back to.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Did you want to start that right now, or did you still want to? I could still go on with another topic.
Real quick, I just wanted to touch on there is a championship fight we didn't get to pick
Okay.
or
Okay.
touch on yesterday on the Beltway. It's gonna be airing on the Zone at 3 p.m. So I guess in the next hour or so, your boy William Skull,
Oh, the IBF at 168.
yeah, the number
The
one mandatory,
Cuban.
he's gonna be fighting for that vacant belt against, I believe, Vladimir Shishkin. You know what I mean? So that's going down at 3 o'clock. Vladimir Shishkin, um, I believe he's undefeated, and he got wins over guys like Uzgatgi, Senna Beko. Um, so out of the two, he has more notable fighters on his resume. But with that being said, I think the the, the style of William Skull to me is intriguing. Even though he only has 9 knockouts out of his 22 fights, he's undefeated as well. But I'm picking William Skull to get this IBF belt. You on mute, Ack?
My bad. I was sitting here talking. They tell me that he the worst out of the Cubans.
I like the way you die, boy.
That's what they tell me. That's just what they tell me. They tell me he's the worst one out of them. Yeah, yeah. I see Davies is fighting too on the card. That's what they tell me, Shaw. What they tell me that he the worst one, you know. But shoot, he might end up becoming a champion. I could see him end up becoming a champion. So I'm looking forward to this. Looking forward to this. I want to actually see what he got. Is he fighting on a different? He's on a different card, right? Steels.
Yeah, he's on the zone card. Azim Davies is Sky Sports.
Okay. Davies is Sky Sports and William Skull. What's who's
The zone.
broadcasting his own?
Yeah,
Because I know there's a PFL event.
yeah. They simultaneously broadcasting it, so they both
Okay.
running.
Okay, yeah, because I know Francis Ngannou is coming back. Uh, yeah, so you know, I guess we got some things to look forward to tonight. I guess we got some things to look forward to tonight. That's what's up.
Yeah, actually, that Ngannou fight might be worth watching this afternoon.
Nah, I think I think I'm gonna fight. I think I'm gonna watch the fight. You know what I mean? I think I'm gonna watch it. What time like does the main card start though? With the
I would
PFL?
say probably around 5, 6 because
Okay.
it's over there in Saudi too.
Oh, okay, yeah, because it's over there in Saudi. Okay, okay. All right. Damn. So we got work. We definitely got work.
Yeah, credit to Ngannou real quick. I'll cook on him for a hot second. He has to get some credit for coming back. Pretty much being a 2 year layoff from him. You know what I mean? Layoff off of MMA to
Yeah.
come back into a championship fight. He is sort of what you could say a champion in recess. You know what I mean? So he's going to fight the current champion, who the PFL has done a great job of building up into a monster. Um, a big guy with a great a great two piece. You know what I mean? A great 1-2. And we've seen in Ngannou's previous boxing fight, a guy with a good two piece, what he could do to you. So it'll be interesting if there's any residual effects from that devastating KO he received in boxing. But at the same time, I think his hiatus in boxing, his two fights fighting some of the best top guys in the heavyweight division in boxing, will help his stand up game uh, with this guy in this fight. Um, his opponent, the current champion Ferreira, his best attributes are a stand up. You know what I mean? So Ngannou was always already a great striker. I think his two fights in boxing will help him that much more, as well as what he has for his ground game. If he decides to take him to the ground, wrestle him a little bit or whatever, um, it's going to be an interesting fight, but and a difficult fight once again for Ngannou coming back to. Major credits um, for him to coming back to this fight. He's not taking no tune ups. This is the top champion on PFL. I don't know how we would rank him overall. If we talking the guys from the if you add in the guys from the UFC too, but he's definitely top 5. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting fight.
You got salute to my sis Tay Tay. I see you in the building, sis. Do you what you think about Cyborg? What you think about Cyborg? You think Cyborg got this one in the bag? The chick that she fighting, she looked pretty mean.
Yeah, I've never seen her opponent fight, but I'm I'm actually a believer. I think her name's Larissa Pacheco. She really got a nice feminine name, but she definitely ain't feminine.
She don't
I
look
mean, looking
feminine.
at her.
I was gonna say she looked like the man in the relationship. All
hmm
right, you know what I'm saying? So
So yeah, this might be a real one for Cyborg. Cyborg been in some wars as of late, so uh, I pretty much expect that in this fight as well. Yeah, 50-50 fight to me.
okay. I'm sure Tay Tay may not agree with that because of the fact she's a big Chris Cyborg fan. She a big fan. You know, that's Tay Tay favorite person in this whole mixed martial art thing. So I'm pretty sure. I mean, I gotta see that other chick. I might look her up. She said Cyborg is more technical and more skillful.
One for JJ.
She said she is more technical and more skillful. So I mean, I gotta see Tay. I'm gonna definitely look up that Larissa Pacheco chick. I'm gonna look her up. She says she looked like Alejandra Menez.
Yeah, a smaller version of her.
Yeah, y'all jerks. Y'all jerks for that.
Right, hot stuff that make people say rewind that.
um, yeah. So I'm going to be watching that card. I'm going to be watching that card. I'm gonna definitely be watching Cyborg and Francis. I like how the PFL got, you know what I mean, some main people that they could turn to make a card big. I didn't realize that it was happening this weekend. I probably would have talked about that, but yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward. So yeah, Tay Tay, I will be watching it, and I will give you my opinion on how the PFL card did. You know, I gotta support my Cuban bro, William Skull. I gotta see how he looking. I want to see what's going on. Um, because if William Skull wins this, there's going to be people trying to come at him. I think Berlanga could definitely try to throw his hat in the race after a tune-up, try to get over there with the IBF, and he can end up becoming a champion. But I got to see how William Skull looks because everybody's records don't always tell us the same thing. Um, Steels, we ready for the light heavyweights or
Yeah, let's do this.
okay? We at the half hour mark.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
So what we doing right now? Hold on. Oh my bad. That's right. Okay. Take this. Take. There we go.
You got it up?
Yeah, it's up.
Indeed. Yeah, so in lieu of the 4 Crown undisputed fight that we watched last week, of course, we got the result. Better Biev is the 4 Crown champion, the current king of the light heavyweight division. So this tier list will be based off of who the best available opponents for him are in the light heavyweight division, and the rankings are as such. We'll start off all the way at the bottom. Who the fuck is this guy? There's a couple of these guys in the light heavyweight division you probably never heard of, and they'll probably fit in that tier. The next level is No Bueno, No Chance. This is a guy that has no chance. He's notable, but he has no chance of beating the current king in Artur Beterbiev. Next tier is Banana Skin, a slim chance. We'll mark it as a 15 to 20% chance that this guy could get a lucky punch and change the odds and actually defeat Artur Beterbiev, but real banana skin tight. Next one is closely contested, something like we saw last week with Dmitry Bivol. That would fit in this category as closely contested. And in the top category, which I don't think we'll see any opponents, will win with ease. Bet your house on it. I like to see if there's any of these guys that you would bet your house on beating Artur Beterbiev. So that's the tier system we're doing for the light heavyweight divisions based off of once again, the king, Artur Beterbiev. Ack, you have anything to add on to that?
I think it should be based on the dude that has everything to gain and nothing. Well, everything to gain and everything to lose right now. So I completely agree with you on that. So I agree with us basing everything around him right now because regardless of how we felt about the fight last week, he won. The ball is in his court, and I not in that stratosphere where people are saying that he it was a robbery and stuff like that. I thought it was a close fight. It even could have been a draw. So, you know, that's all I really got on that. And we could get started. We could get started on breaking down this light heavyweight tier list.
Indeed. Well, let's start off with this guy right here, Ali Ishmailov. Ali Ishmailov. He fights out of Detroit, a Russian that fights out of Detroit. I believe he fights out of the Kronk gym, so he might be trained by Sugar Hill. He does have a decent knockout ratio, 12-0, 8 KOs, 31 years old, 5'11" and a half, but nobody notable on his record. 22-0 Charles Foster. He beat him by unanimous decision about a year ago. Other than that, I'm not seeing anybody too up there. He did get the USPA championship at light heavyweight uh, against Eric Murguia, who was 14-0. You got a couple. You took a couple O's off of people's records, but other than that, I see Ruslan Fafer. That was a good win over there in Russia, and he stopped him in 9 rounds. So yeah, this is Ishmailov. Uh, how do we rank him? How do we see him? For me, I see him as a no bueno, no chance.
I'm gonna be honest. Uh, just because of what you told me his accomplishments is, and salute to Felix Nunez, uh, my brother from my pops hood, Patterson. I see you over there, champ, and salute to you.
Let's go, bub.
I feel like I'm with you. I can't disagree with you. Especially if we ranking this off of Beterbiev, and we heard about Beterbiev's power from Bivol. Bivol said he's a accumulation puncher, and it hurts a little bit more with the accumulation. Jimmy Bernard, man, salute, man. I didn't appreciate you, man. I didn't know you was gonna make it over to my other channel, my boxer channel. Salute, brother.
Let's go, bub.
And Shawa agrees. She said no bueno, no chance.
That's
So
where we're gonna go.
so
No
what's the
bueno.
wait, run through the list for the people that came in late real quick, Seals.
Once again, we starting off at the bottom. Who the fuck is that guy? Ismailov could have fit there too. Um, next tier where he's at, no bueno, no chance of winning against Artur Beterbiev. Above that, we got the slim chance banana skin. Above that, we got closely contested, and the top tier will win with ease. Bet your house on it.
Okay. Well, yeah, I hear the tears. So let's go to the next contestant.
We're gonna go with this. I think this guy's from Venezuela, Albert Ramirez. Albert Ramirez. Let me pull him up real quick. He's 19-0, 32-year-old, high knockout ratio, 16 KOs. He's highly rated in a lot of these sanctioned bodies. He's stopped in his last fight Adam Dinez. And Adam Dinez was a former mandatory of Artur Beterbiev. Beterbiev took 12 rounds to stop Dinez. This guy did him in 7. But with that being said, I don't see really nobody notable on his resume. But in the past, I would say 5 or 6 fights, he has been fighting 10 rounders against guys with winning records. He did take the O of Brian Suarez, who was 17-0 Argentinian, knocked him out in the first round. So that's the story on Albert Ramirez. Once again, he just stopped Adam Dinez in 7, a former mandatory at Artur Beterbiev. And yeah, he's coming out of Venezuela, Southpaw. In my opinion, I haven't seen him fight much, but I'm gonna give him that banana skin tier. And I mean, he has a slim chance. I looked at some of his previous fights. He does have a come forward yet slick counter punching type style. Um, it seems there's evidence of some pop in his punches. So yeah, he has a puncher's chance against Artur Beterbiev.
I think I'm gonna agree with you with that. the banana skin um slim chance, I believe. I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. You gotta understand what Arthur Beterbiev is. It's a accumulation of punches. Like Bivol was talking about, he said Canelo, he loads up basically with one shot, but Arthur Beterbiev, he's just real heavy handed. Like everything he hits you with is gonna hurt you. See, you ain't see no damage to Bivol's face when he fought Canelo. Uh, and then you see he swelled up the whole other side of uh, Bivol's whole hand, his wrist, his bicep. So he hit pretty hard. So I say the banana skin though, because anything can happen.
Albert Ramirez, there you go.
She said no idea, but I trust Odd.
One for JJ.
We gonna move on to some American content. Our boy here, Khalil Cole. Let me pull him up. I think he has less than like 10 fights though. I mean, he's right at 10 fights. He's 9-0-1. Signed with Matchroom, 28-year-old, fighting out of Jersey. You know what I mean? So you can find him over there on the Zone Matchroom. Been steadily going up the ranks, fighting decent opposition on paper. I see he's been taking a lot of O's from different fighters. His last fight was against Kwame Ritter, and that was a second round KO. So he's making short work of a lot of his opponents. And yeah, he's one of the best American light heavyweight prospects we have out there, Khalil Cole. Uh, at this point, at this juncture, he does have a fan friendly type style, but I still don't know if his skills are seasoned enough to really closely contest a guy like Artur Beterbiev. Um, I'm gonna put him right now at the no bueno, no chance. I'm sorry.
Um, yeah, I would have to agree. I don't think he got enough fights under his belt. I know my brother Felix Nunez is gonna be a little mad at me. And being from the tri-state area and stuff like that. Uh, but I can't put too much faith in him because he hasn't got to that level yet. Maybe if he dusts off somebody like uh not Bako, Watsy or Anthony Yard, somebody that was like in title contingency, and he takes somebody off like that, then I probably would give him more of a chance. But because I haven't really seen him in that stratosphere yet, I think I gotta agree with you.
Indeed. No bueno,
Said
no chance for Khalil Cole.
for Felix Nunez said he haven't heard of him. I'll keep up with his career now because he know he's from Jersey. So yeah, yeah. I'll try to look out for him too.
All right, let's go over UK side. We saw this character last week. Of course, there is
Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
major talks surrounding his performance. His name is trending now. Ben Whitaker. Many boxing fans are alleging that he quit and was looking for a way out against Liam Cameron in his last fight that I believe went 5 rounds before they both flipped over the rope, and he allegedly hurt his or injured his ankle or injured something on his leg. He was since seen leaving the airport or in some area where there's customs, and a fan was trying to take a picture.
Talk about it.
The
I was
fan
going
was
to
trying
bring
to take
that
a
up.
picture of Ben Winneker, and apparently Ben Winneker approached uh, this fan, took his phone and smashed it. You know what I mean? But one thing we have to note that he approached, not on a wheelchair, uh, able to walk and run, lunge and approach at the fan to take his phone and smash it. So uh, Ben Whitaker is obviously under high questions in the UK, high questions from the boxing fan. He's definitely under trial uh, for his performance in and outside of the ring, and that Whitaker tag should stick for a while until he avenges that dreadful performance that he had against Liam Cameron. With that being said, he still is what was he, a silver medalist in the previous Olympics, past Olympics. He seems to have a plethora of skills and different punches in his toolbox. It's, to me, is his mentality. But as far as ranking him on his tier list against matching him up against uh, a pound for pound great, a 4-crown champion, or Artur Beterbiev, I'm gonna have to say, from what I saw last week and what I saw against lower level opposition, no bueno, no chance for Ben Winneker or Ben Whitaker.
Um, I'm gonna have to agree with that. I couldn't put him all the way under there yet, but I was close to saying that. Stills, maybe he should go at the very bottom of the garbage disposal. But I'm gonna keep it real, uh, because it ended up being a draw. I'm gonna leave it where it's at. But I definitely heard what you heard with the fan trying to take a picture and him getting up. And the fan even said when he smashed his phone, he got up with no problem. There was no problem with his leg. I think he was looking for a way out. So I definitely think he quits now. And who's to say because of this situation and that dude that he fought, he ain't no near the level of these other guys that we're talking about. I mean, would Ben Whitaker even make it out of a Boatsy fight? Because Boatsy actually impressed me. And I've been giving him a lot of flack. Boatsy impressed me more to be like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Maybe there's something there. But Ben Whitaker did the opposite. So, yeah, I think you picked the perfect tier for Ben Whitaker.
I like the way you die, boy.
Anthony Yard is actually back in action this afternoon on a boxer card on that undercard uh, for Adam Aziz against O'Hara Davies. He's been out of action since we last seen him against Beterbiev. Gave him a competitive fight, ended up losing and getting stopped in the end. But I still think watching that fight back a couple times that he still fought gallantly. He still fought a good fight. Nothing that you could really criticize him for. He just didn't have enough. And will he ever have enough to beat Artur Beterbiev? I don't think so. There's not enough. There's no amount of seasoning that will prepare him and his skill set and what he has and his boxing IQ, his gas tank to help him defeat and get him to a level of like where it's closely contested, in my opinion. So with that being said, Anthony Yard to me is a banana skin.
At this point, I will have to agree with you, Steels.
Right, hot stuff that make people say rewind that.
I will have to agree because Anthony Yard's been in a lot of wars. He's been in a few wars, and I think him getting in there with somebody like uh Bivol or Beterbiev again, I don't think it'll be good for his health. I like Anthony Yard though. Jimmy Bernard said that's one of his favorite fighters and stuff like that. But I think, yeah, I think it's gonna get ugly. I think it's gonna get Sam Cassell ugly if he get back in there with one of those top dudes again. I just think that he took a lot of damage, especially in that Arthur Beterbiev. So I will have to agree. I don't think I disagreed with tier yet that you picked.
Anthony Yard, banana skin. Let's keep it in the UK. Our boy, who we like to call Big Fish and Chips, Joshua Buatsi. He looked, I would say, somewhat impressive against Willie Hutchison in that on that undercard for AJ and Dubois. I think that fight right there is his probably highlight performance of his career. When you look at all of the fights on his catalog, when you look at the Buatsi mixtape, that's the only highlight track, the Willie Hutchison game track. You know what I mean? Um, he's still undefeated. He's still a bronze medalist, Olympian for the UK. There has been questions of why he didn't take the Bibble fight earlier when he was offered it. Apparently, he turned it down for some reason. There has been questions about the the speed his career has taken. Usually, when you have um, guys from the Olympics that were successful, that were medalists, they're usually fast tracked. Boatsi doesn't seem to be fast tracked. This seems to be a long periods of inactivity between fights. Hopefully, with his uh, collaboration with Bed Shalom, we'll see the activity pick up. But with that being said, how does he fare against the Artur Beterbiev? Like I said, his best fight, his highlight mix was against in his last opponent in his last performance against Willie Hutchison. But that still doesn't sway me to think that he's gonna closely contest against Artur Beterbiev, or even if I could bet my house on it, damn nah, no, it's not happening. In my chance, in my to be real, I'm being generous by giving him a banana, saying he's a banana skin.
I would have to agree with that because, like I said, the level of competition still hasn't been there for me. And salute to Sensei Stormy B Man. Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, I gotta agree with that, man. But Watsy had ample amount of chances to show improve against higher level competition. and he hasn't been outside. So I gotta agree with you on that. I gotta agree with you 100% on that. So yeah, you could put Buatsi right where you want to put him in.
Like I really even don't even want to put him there, bro. Like I I honestly believe he's no bueno, no chance, dog. I swear. But he can hold big fish and chips can hold that banana skin. He can hold that. We being generous today. You know what I mean? Um let's move on to this enigma right here. David Morrell Jr. Uh very much hyped. Of course, coming from 168, holding that Reggie belt, defending it, what, 3 times maybe, you know what I mean, against decent level opposition. Nothing too crazy. Moves up in weight, fights Hot Rod Kalajic, and looks pedestrian. Hot Rod, I have respect.
Spider sense is tingling.
Unfortunately, Hot Rod, he's not on this list. He didn't make the tier list. You know what I mean? But he looked pedestrian against Hot Rod. Um, we're gonna see how he looks against David Benavidez, which is a great fight, I think, to uh, eliminate who's next or who should be heir to the throne for Artur Beterbiev once the whole Bivol kind of gets cleared up. You know what I mean? Um, we're really gonna see, but as far as how he stacks up, his skills stack up against a guy like Artur Beterbiev. To me, at this point, I would like to say he would fight him closely. It would be a closely contested fight, but that'd be reaching. That'd be reaching at this. From what I saw and what how he was able to his non or his lack of breaking down of a guy like Hot Rod Kalajic, it puts him in the banana skin tier to me, straight up and down. You know what I mean? I don't care how fast your hands are, how young you are. You're 12, probably 12 years younger than Artur Beterbiev. You didn't have the boxing IQ to get a guy like Hot Rod out of there and and clean spec in a clean, neat fashion. So that puts a stain on where I put you on this tier, David Morrell. You a banana skin to me.
Me personally, I agree with all of the sentiments that you just said right there, Steels. I kind of was disappointed in Primo. I thought that he would have showed me a little bit more at 175 because he just looked so dominant at 168 that I was disillusioned in believing that he could just go up to 175 and just have his way with somebody like a Hot Rod. And he didn't have his way with a dude like Hot Rod. Hot Rod, some people thought Hot Rod won. So we can't have situations like that if we're trying to get to the top of the throne. And I felt as though he didn't show me that in his last fight. Uh Granted, his contemporary didn't look as great, but he looked more dominant than he did. And I'm pretty sure that you're gonna bring up this person in the second. So I'm not gonna bring up the name right now when I'm talking about his contemporary. So yeah, you could put him right where you want to put him at, and I won't disagree with that. Unless he does something phenomenal in the next fight, which I kind of doubt, but it is what it is. It is what it is. We can move on.
And speaking of his contemporary, David Benavidez. Um, David Benavidez has done what he's, I think, what you would say the heavy lifting when he was at 168. He was a long time mandatory at Canelo and was heavily avoided. Um, Fought a lot of the fights that were available to him, but at the same time that we wanted to see. We wanted to see the Caleb Plant fight. We wanted to see. We're interested in him in a fight with Boo Boo. Boo Boo was undefeated. Intriguing matchup. He's coming up to 166, 168. I mean, why not? You know what I mean? Moves up to 175, which I feel kind of wishy washy about. I always felt that he should have stuck at 168 and continued to press, put his neck on Canelo. I feel that negotiations was fishy and questionable in regards to him moving up to 175 and fighting Vostik, because we have to remember Vostik is a fighter that's managed by Canelo's team. So I found so if you can negotiate with Canelo in that regard, why couldn't Canelo negotiate for their fight? So that's why I was always kind of questionable about that. But with that being said, he didn't fight a hot rod who's never been a champion at 175. He fought a former champion in Vostik who retired a long reigning champion in Adonis Stevenson. Vostik was no joke. Yes, he was retired um, temporarily by Artur Beterbiev in a grueling fight. A lot of fighters need to take a long break after they fight Artur Beterbiev, and that he did. He came back from that hiatus, that retirement, to win 3 straight fights and put him back into the position where he was fighting for an interim belt. Hungry. Benavidez didn't walk through Vostik like most would have thought. But what he did show us is that he's improved his boxing acumen. I saw a bit of the back foot game. I saw more patience. I saw counterpunching. I saw better defensive responsibility. I saw head movement. I saw a bunch of skills that he's gonna need when you're fighting once again a pound for pound caliber fighter like Artur Beterbiev. With a lot of people discredit that performance against Vostik, to me it was a plus, which makes me secure in my decision by saying that Artur Benavidez would closely contest Artur Beterbiev in a fight.
I would have to second that. That's actually where I was going. I think so too. I think you brought up some great points too, as far as the fact that he actually fought somebody that was his weight class. He was a champion there, and he lost to the dude that's the guy now. So, um, I definitely agree with you on that. I think it would be closely contested, especially after what I seen last week. I think he definitely has a chance. And then I remember the sparring footage between him and Bivol. Like I said, not that sparring means anything, but he definitely did a number on Bivol in sparring. And he wasn't even a 175 pounder. He was still 168. And he was just holding his own. And When I tell you he was punishing him, he was punishing him.
Fuck with your boys.
Yeah, so I think closely contested.
Last we got on the list, I got a double up there, so don't mind that last picture up there. But last, of course, we got on the list. Of course, we saw the great fight between Beterbiev and Bivol. Bivol had a great game plan put together, executed greatly in the early parts of the fight. And I think if he's able to sustain that without being touched up too much, touched up to the body as such, um, he could put together another closely contested fight. Even with that game plan where he showed and frustrated Beterbiev, showed that he was definitely the master boxer in the ring. I wouldn't bet my house on it that he would beat him, but he still fits in that closely contested slot, most definitely. With uh, with that being said, he could win as well, but closely contested in my opinion.
Me personally, I think he could even, because of that fight, I had it close. I picked Beterbiev. I thought Beterbiev did a tad bit enough to win, but it could have been a draw. You know, what I mean, truthfully, I feel like it could have been a draw. If he can do that, like you said, without getting touched up and stuff like that, he may even could win. He may even could win. But to be fair about it, I think it could be if we had like an in between closely contested and the actual win, you know, he would go right there. But I think I'll go with the closely contested too. I think I'll.
Indeed, indeed. Well, that sums it up, man. That sums it up. You know what I mean? That's the light heavyweight division as it stands. Um, with the exception of guys like Hot Rod Kalajic. I don't know if there anybody up in the chat uh, can put another name out there that belongs to that should belong on this tier list of guys to look out for that could compete or possible opponents for the Four Crown King and Artur Beterbiev. But yeah, that's the light heavyweight landscape as it is today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. That was the main uh basis on our live today. This tier light heavyweight list. I appreciate our fella for doing stuff like this because it makes me actually have to really think about what's happening. And 175 is definitely one of those hot divisions right now. We got a lot of good fighters there. Um, we're gonna close it up and wrap up the show. This is the last part of our show, and before we get out of here, Steels, one last thing, man. Tonight, man, how you see it going down?
I got
A junior middleweight or a super welterweight division, whatever you feel like calling it, depending on what belt you want to contend for. Well, just break that down real quick, and then we're
well,
gonna
I'm
get up.
hoping we see an impressive victory, a statement victory for Carlos Action Jackson.
Yes, sir.
He's fighting the guy that hasn't been stopped before. He's 10-8, but seems to be a durable type veteran. Like I said on the Beltway yesterday, I see this as a tune-up fight for Carlos in lieu of a bigger fight in the future. So let's hope for uh, a statement type performance tonight on the undercard is due Mataliev. That fight I think has the chance to be a fight of the year type candidate. You know what I mean, both of these two guys, they both have dog. If you watch Murtaliev when he got the IBF, captured the IBF against Jack Colquet, that fight was going back and forth, back and forth. So I just saw Jimmy Bernard said Tim by a landslide. I agree. You know what I mean? I'm rocking with Tim for this fight, but I think he's gonna go through some fire to get this belt. It won't be necessarily easy, but uh, it will be a Timmy victory, in my opinion.
Me too. I'm in agreements with my brother Oddfella. I think that uh, this fight will be interesting one, but I think ultimately Tim Tszyu, he gets to be a two-time uh, junior middleweight champion or super welterweight champion, and I think he's gonna bring that strap back to Australia, the IBF. Um, I think that is dope that he actually gets another shot at a belt, after losing, but not in the fashion that you would deem worthy. Am I trying to say? Because I think if it hadn't been for the cut, I think the fight would have played out differently. If you watch them early rounds before the elbow cut his top of his skull, it was a whole different fight until that changed. Once he got split open, that changed the whole complexion of the fight. So I think Tim Tszyu wins this fight. I'm with Jimmy Bernard and everybody else. I think he could possibly get a stoppage. I'm going with a 10th round stoppage. And yeah, man, I'm looking forward to the events tonight. Steels, man, any last words before we wrap it up? Uh and salute to the OG Stormy B, man, for coming through and support.
Indeed, indeed. Salute to the sensei out there. You know what I mean? Um, yeah. Once again, we'll be back. I guess next week. It's funny. It's funny. Act. I got a party I'm promoting next Saturday, so I think it'd be perfect time to do this because the next tier list I want to do is rate the artists, the yeah, the artists that were involved with your boy Diddy and
Oh,
Bad Boy Records. You know what I mean?
we doing that on your channel? We do.
Uh,
That is the music channel.
in lieu of in lieu of my no Diddy party that I'm having over here on Saturday, October 26th, there'll be we do it a no Diddy party featuring some live performances from some artists over here. You know what I mean? Shout out Skeen, Never Stray, Clark E, and whatnot. But yeah, I think it would be a perfect time to do a tier list on the artist from Bad Boy that got jerked. No Diddy, by Diddy.
Mm, 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 mm. Well, I'm gonna definitely when you get to the Mace part, I'm gonna have a couple words for that. It's a few of them. I'm gonna have word the 112. Yeah, it's a couple. It's a couple. The locks.
Craig
Yeah,
Mack,
yeah, Craig Mack. Yeah,
Yep,
yep. I mean,
Lil,
shoot, Biggie was even complaining before he died, allegedly.
yeah. Biggie's trying to get out of there, B.
Yeah, so I think it'll be a perfect time to fire up the TWR channel for that because that is our music correspondent, and I'll be over there, and I don't know, maybe maybe there's a way I could stream it from here and there, Steels, but yours being the main channel, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Figure that out because I know, you know, Thomas and 503 do that sometimes when they do their thing. She said, "Oh yeah, put your link in there because you know people ain't see you in a while, Steels. Yeah, you might have to put. I should have told you that earlier." Yeah, Shaw. Me and Steels back in the day, you know what I mean? We used to be, you know, interviewing these artists and we had like a whole thing going, man, for like a good 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Almost got a wife because of Steels. Almost. Almost. I tell you, I'll call you, yeah. And actually I'm glad I just thought of that. Look out for me and Tay Tay tomorrow. We gonna we're gonna definitely be doing best Halloween movies. And there's a lot of movies that was on her list that I didn't see. So I gotta give, he said just Jimmy Bernards, appreciate you, Jimmy, man. Man, salute to you. You a real one, man. You know what I mean? He just subscribed to our channel. Yeah.
Salute.
So and I know Shaw will be there. Shaw was a heavy supporter. Tay Tay already used to be over there with us when we was doing our thing. So yeah. So look out for Comic Cons tomorrow. We will be doing a horror movie list. Me and Tay Tay is just gonna be me and Tay Tay on there. We're gonna be doing our top 5. If y'all got any opinions, he said, I guess I'll be there. D-Man, yeah, look at D-Man, man. See, man, I got a
People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a warm-hearted person who loved me till the end.
Yeah, I had to do that to you, man. But give us your last, bro. Give us your last, Steels.
Indeed. Yeah, shopusualsuspect6.com. Be on the lookout, of course, for 503 tomorrow for Usual Suspect Sundays. Mondays, of course, we back on the Beltway with it, you know what I mean, to recap, of course, and eat our crow. You know what I mean? So y'all know what it is. Salute to Ack Reacher 45 and the rest of the Usual Suspects. It's the Ack N Odd Show. It's your favorite, your most hated odd fella. Salute to the L, D, B, C, and I'm Gizon.
Yes, sir.
Let no man forget how menacing we are. We are lions.
Yes, sir. Salute to the LDBC. Salute to the full Berserker clan. Salute to the whole Usual Suspect 6. Appreciate everybody that came through. You know, I appreciate y'all interacting in the chat. You know, it's always fun talking to you guys. And we will be back. And before we go, a word from the Melting Man.
I want to ask you something, and I want you to be honest with yourself. Only the people who thought about what I'm about to say comment. If you comment some horse shit, I'm not going to take you serious. If you comment some dumb shit, I'm not going to take you serious. But I really want you to ask yourself, did I fail you as a creator? Or did y'all fail me as followers?
I hit them with that Ack Reacher. Y'all gonna learn today. I'm a teacher. That Ack Reacher. Get into the bag like Berserker, boy. Fuck around, I'ma hurt you, boy. Stiff jab, side step, uppercut you, boy. The champ is here, you can't survive in my circle, boy. Yeah. Look at my drip right here. And the verse is all I wear. Red Fox logo right here. Yeah. I breathe a different air. They can't spar with me. Blood, sweat, and